I hope a way can be found forward. The amounts of money aren't huge in comparison to the programme as a whole, but getting it in time to make good the arrears that the Greece government has incurred is the main point.
In terms of the broader €86 billion programme that may be agreed for Greece, is there any sense of how much Ireland will have to contribute to this?
Well, since it's an ESM programme and since we have fully contributed to the ESM, we won't be putting any additional money up front, so there are no budgetary implications. But of course, if things were to go wrong down the road, we are incurring a liability, but it's being incurred in respect of our contributions to ESM.
But it's going to be much larger, those liabilities, than, say, our last contribution to the second bailout, for example, proportionally.
Yes, but the European key is the same key as we contribute to the European budgets, and our key is 1.8 of the totality. So you can run the numbers then on, and of course IMF will also be a contributor to the 80, whatever it is, whatever it turns out to be at the end, and we're fully up to date in our contributions to IMF as well.
Okay. Are you confident that the Greek government will be able to pass the reform measures demanded by the creditors tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the disposition of the various political parties in Greece, and there are quite a number of them there now since the last election. So we'll see how that works out. And
do you think there's been criticism that the European lenders have been very harsh on Greece? There's not much in it for Tsipras to bring back to his people. What would your position on that be?
Well, there would have been. It would have been much easier to settle this last February, and it would have been much easier to settle this a fortnight ago. But the referendum was a disastrous political decision. While on the face of it, it was a big political win for the Greek government. From an economic, financial and social point of view, it was an absolute disaster, because we all know in democracies political success and economic success go hand in hand. They don't stay separate for very long. And once the no in the referendum triggered the closure of the banks and the restriction of money in the ATM machines through capital controls, it was inevitable then that the price of the bailout was going to be more expensive, because the closure of the banks has done a lot of damage.